Chapter 34. The Elephant and the Bees. Be careful acquiring assets. In the fable, The Elephant and the Bees, a hungry elephant stumbles upon a beehive brimming with honey. Allured by the delectable aroma and the promise of a sweet feast, the elephant resolves to topple the beehive to access the honey within. With a forceful swing of its mighty trunk, the elephant strikes the hive, prompting a defensive surge of bees. The bees swarm around the elephant, stinging it in defense of their home. Encircled and stung, the regretful elephant realizes the repercussions of its hasty decision and acquires a painful lesson about the perils of recklessness and greed. This fable consistently imparts a moral lesson, emphasizing the significance of contemplating the potential consequences of one's actions before succumbing to immediate desires. The thinking technique, be careful acquiring assets, involves a cautious and strategic approach to obtaining resources or assets. In the context of the fable The Elephant and the Bees, this technique can be applied in several ways. 1. Assessing the situation. Before attempting to acquire the honey from the beehive, the elephant could have assessed the situation. Understanding the potential risks, such as the defensive nature of bees, is a crucial step in being careful when acquiring assets. 2. Considering alternatives. The elephant might have considered alternative ways to obtain food without risking confrontation with the bees. This thinking technique involves exploring different options and choosing the one with the least potential drawbacks. 3. Seeking advice. Consulting with others, such as observing how other animals acquire food in the area, could have provided the elephant with valuable insights. Seeking advice is a part of being careful when acquiring assets, as it involves leveraging collective knowledge to make informed decisions. 4. Planning and strategizing. Instead of impulsively knocking down the beehive, the elephant could have developed a strategic plan. This might involve finding a way to access the honey without provoking the bees or considering alternative food sources. 5. Minimizing risks. The thinking technique encourages minimizing risks when acquiring assets. In the fable, the elephant could have taken precautions, such as using a more careful and controlled approach to access the honey, to reduce the likelihood of negative consequences. 6. Long-term perspective. Being careful when acquiring assets involves considering the long-term consequences of one's actions. The elephant could have thought about the potential impact on its future ability to access resources if it antagonized the bees. Applying the thinking technique of being careful when acquiring assets in the fable could have led the elephant to a more thoughtful and strategic approach, minimizing risks and ensuring a better outcome in its quest for sustenance. Be careful what you set your heart upon, for it will surely be yours. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The quote suggests that the things we deeply desire or invest our emotions in have a way of becoming part of our lives. When applied to the thinking technique of being careful when acquiring assets, it serves as a reminder to approach the process thoughtfully and cautiously. Just as setting your heart upon something implies a deliberate choice and commitment, acquiring assets, whether they be friends, partners, habits, or relationships, requires careful consideration. It urges us to understand the consequences of our choices, be mindful of our desires and motivations, take responsibility for our acquisitions, and guard against potential regrets. Ultimately, it emphasizes the importance of making intentional and well-informed decisions when acquiring assets to ensure they contribute positively to our lives. Choose your friends carefully. Your enemies will choose you. Yasser Arafat. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Before you find out it's too late, just be careful who you trust and who you love. Lana Del Rey. Be careful the environment you choose for it will shape you. Be careful the friends you choose for you will become like them. W. Clement Stone. Be careful what you water your dreams with. Water them with worry and fear, and you will produce weeds that choke the life from your dream. Water them with optimism and solutions, and you will cultivate success. Lao Tzu. Be careful who you trust. The devil was once an angel. Be careful who you trust. Some people show you they care when they need you, and then they leave you as soon as they have no use for you. Be careful what you say. Words do not only describe reality. Words create reality. Desmond Tutu. Be careful what you tolerate. You are teaching people how to treat you. Be careful who you open up to. Only a few people actually care. The rest are just curious. Be careful who you make memories with. Those things can last a lifetime. Hugo Ease. Be careful with your words. Once they are said, they can only be forgiven, not forgotten. Be careful who you invest your time in. Nothing is worse than wasted time. It's something you can never get back. Be careful with who you give your heart to. Not everyone deserves to hold it. Be careful with your habits. The small ones become the big ones. Be careful of who becomes your friend and why. The person who will bite off your lips one day will come from among those with whom you shared a cup of tea. Michael Bassey Johnson. Be careful with your words. Once they are said, they can only be forgiven, not forgotten. Be careful about reading health books. Some fine day you'll die of a misprint. Marcus Hers. Be careful with those who look like they care. Unknown.